This is the plaintiff, Teresa Kings. She says she hired the defendant, who was her mom's first cousin, to do some work in the trailer she was moving into, and he did a terrible job. It took him a very long time to get the work done. He caused sewage problems, and now she has a whole heap of problems due to his ineptness. She gave him her hard-earned cash. Now she wants it back because this guy got in way over his head. She's suing for $3,280, the amount she's owed. This is the defendant, Charlie Collier. He says there was a smell of feces in the trailer when he arrived because there were sewage problems before he even started the job. After he did 3 weeks' worth of work, she tells him he's fired, and that's just plain unfair. He feels he's being scammed by the plaintiff and isn't returning her money because he worked hard for her. He's accused of crummy contracting.
All parties, please raise your right hand. People's Court is now in session. The Honorable Judge Marilyn Williams now presiding. Litigants have been sworn, Your Honor.
Thank you, Douglas.
You're welcome, ma'am.
All right, Ms. Kings, talk to me. What is happening here? What happened between you and this is your mother's first cousin?
Yes, ma'am, it is. I was residing in Florida. My mom trailer. No one was living there. I know that it needed some work.
This is a trailer that was empty in Alabama?
Yes, I had a cousin who was living here, but he since had moved out so that way me and my kids could settle here. I came and settled here prior, so I knew there were problems and things like that to the home. However, there was no sewage problems, as the defendant, advised. So I wanted some work done as far as the den, the dining room, my living room, and also my room closet, as well as the vanities and the bathroom and my kids' bathroom and the toilet, as well as my room floor. I contracted my mom's cousin.
That's the defendant.
Yes. I went to his home in Atlanta. We had a little powwow. We were talking, and he said, hey, cuz, before we begin, I want to protect you and I want to protect myself. Let's get this contract written up. So he said, hey, give me a list of everything that you want done. So we sat and he wrote everything down. I said, well, let's go to the bank. So he was the one to receive the money out of the teller. And then he gave it to me when I said, hey, this is the $2,800 because he would not start any work unless he was paid up front. So I gave him the money.
That's, by the way, that's always a bad idea. Always a bad idea.
Yeah,
never pay everything up front. It's nuts. I mean, the most you should ever pay is half, but it really should be a third, and a third, because that's the incentive to continue working. But go ahead.
Yes, ma'am. I paid up front. He came the next day with this. We call them smokers. So he came with this guy. They came in. They began removing carpet and things like that upon his direction. And then he went and he had them to remove the cabinets and the toilets and things like that from the bathrooms. Me and Charlie went to Lowe's to get some piping because he felt like the work under the house needed to be done, which was outside of our contract. We went to Lowe's to get the
but why? Pipe. But you went to Lowe's with him to get the pipes to solve the problem underneath the house. And what was the problem underneath the house, Mr. Collier? No. What did you discover, which was not part of the contract? What did you discover underneath the house?
That the sewage line was broken and feces was all up under the house. There was water leaks up under the house. I could not do what was on the contract until that part was done, which I told Mrs. King what was going on. But Mrs. King told me, she said, there's nothing wrong with the sewage line, but that wasn't true. I called her mom.
What, did you show her?
And talk.
Did you show her? Why are you calling her mom?
Did.
She's a grown woman with kids. Why are you calling her mom?
Because initially, Your Honor, she had apparently accused me of breaking the pipes to make extra money. And I know that I didn't do that. You understand what I'm saying? With all that feces, and my helper saw it too. That's how I brought it to her attention.
Okay. you said with all the feces, what are you referring to? What, there was actually loose feces underneath the, could she see that?
Yes, human waste. You could smell it as well.
Okay, and so you guys were shoveling the feces, literally, to get it out of there, and you fixed...
No, what we did, my helpers, I paid them an extra $50. Your Honor, I'm going to be honest with you. I wasn't about to go up under there, okay? I paid them an extra $50 to shovel dirt up on the feces, and we put cardboard down there to go and fix it. But I called her
and what did you do about the actual pipes?
I fixed them.
And
came
so
back
according
to
you,
those
you
pipes.
fix it, and you're starting to feel like maybe they broke it in order to fix it. I don't know that you have any evidence of that, but let me ask you a question. You authorized your mom to send him $400 for that repair, correct?
He called my mom because of, okay, first of all, the piping was nothing was wrong with the piping for, say, as far as the feces goes. When they removed that toilet, when his worker removed that toilet, something had to disconnect. So when he came out, he said, cuz, come out here, let me talk to you. And I said, well, you know, we're going to get whatever need to be fixed up under the house. We're going to need to get fixed, but he wasn't contracted to fix anything under the home.
What difference? Wait a minute. Listen, it may not be part of the contract, but when you're doing construction work, sometimes you discover something else that's infinitely even worse. And the only question is, do you agree to get it fixed or don't you agree to get it fixed?
No, I did not.
That's all. It doesn't matter that it's... Right, and he's saying that you verbally did agree to it. So how is it that they spent all that time fixing it if you didn't verbally agree to it? Aren't you the one who told your mother to send him $400?
Because he contacted her. So his contract or his verbal...
Yeah, I'm reading your text.
Yeah.
Your text to him says, you sat on the phone, and this is a text you gave me. You sat on the phone with my mother, told you needed another $400. Blah, blah, blah. You told me I owed you this, blah, blah, blah.
And I had her send it to her because I wasn't paying for it because he contacted her. And, you know, my concern was not what was under the house, but ultimately what was in the house because my kids started virtual learning. Right,
but your concern needs to I understand. School was starting. They were going to be virtually learning. You wanted to have everything done. I get that. But your concern was also what's under the house because you did authorize the repair because it would be infinitely worse. The place would be pretty, and then all of the sewage would be seeping up.
Your Honor, there was no sewage. When he went into my children's bathroom...
All right, Mr. Collier, tell me what happens before she tells you we need to part ways. What is it that happens that you guys get done?
The gentleman that was staying in the trailer, Your Honor, is here with me as a witness to testify to everything she just told you, which was a lie, that it was no...
Let me hear from him. Let me hear from him.
Hold on, Your Honor.
Yeah, go there. I'm going right now.
Okay, can you raise your right hand, please?
You solemnly swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
I do.
Your Honor.
Okay, what is your name?
Lee James.
Okay.
Lee
and
James
you are
Collier.
also her cousin. Okay, Mr.
Correct.
Collier, you're also her cousin. All right, tell me what happened with the sewage issue.
Okay, now the sewage issue's been a problem for the last 3 years. Wish she know that. When I was living in the house, I taken the sewage pipe loose because I could afford to get the septic tank drained out. So we let the waste run out on the ground, and she knew this.
Why would you do that?
Well, it wasn't that people was constantly living in the house.
Yeah, but do you understand how toxic and illegal that is? That's like, you don't do that.
Yes, I do. Yes, I do. But once I got the septic tank cleaned out, the man that cleaned the septic tank, I said we had roots in the lines because when the trailer was there about 40 years ago, when they first put the septic tank there, trees grew up and roots got all in the lines, and I could not dig it out to stop it up.
Okay.
And
that's been about 2 months ago.
And switch with whatever other witness wishes to testify.
Okay.
This is funny.
How many witnesses you got there?
Everybody. And this is the gentleman this is the gentleman who actually was originally the man who broke my window in my living room and feces had went in my woods.
Can you raise your right hand, sir? Raise your right hand, and Douglas, can you swear him in?
Yes, ma'am. You solemnly swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yes, sir.
Ma'am.
Okay. What are you a witness to?
The feces and all the work that she said that wasn't done. I'm the one who found the feces problem up under the trailer in the first spot. We took all the vanities and the cabinets out. And in order to take the toilets out, we had to cut the water off. And I was trying to find out what the water line was. When I pulled a little tin piece loose up under the trailer, I just seen white paper and feces just everywhere on the bottom to the right side of the trailer.
All right, and she was complaining about a window that you put in incorrectly or that you broke. What is she talking about?
Okay, when me and my cousin Charlie Frank came from Lowe's, we pulled up, and his son was standing outside shaking his head. So I looked, and I say, Charlie, look at the window. He's the one who broke the window. And far as feces go, when they took the toilet at the hall bathroom, he wanted to use my bathroom in my room to take a number 2. And that's how I feel the feces got up under the trailer, because he wanted to go outside in the bathroom. I said, well, wait. I said, you have to use the restroom. He said, yes. Me and my daughter went to make sure that my bathroom was presentable so that way he could go in there. By the time I got out, we came back out, and the son, Devin, advises that the man had went outside to use the restroom.
First of all,
he is stank. Like, how could you come and use the restroom outside?
Here's what I want. Can you please bring Mr. Collier, the defendant, back? Just bring Mr. Collier, the actual defendant.
Yes, ma'am.
Mr. Collier, can you tell me, before you ended up getting fired, will you tell me everything that you guys actually got done in the trailer?
We removed both vanity, the commode, the sink out of the master bedroom, reinstalled the vanity, the sink, the faucet. I had to repipe the pipes, the drain pipes. I put down the plywood in the master bedroom, the floor. All over the floor in the master bedroom, the plywood that she bought. I took out the carpet in the master bedroom and in the den where we're supposed to have been painting and hanging the sheetrock. On the contract, Your Honor.
How did she, I want you to listen to the questions I'm asking you. When she fires you, how does she fire you? Through a text?
Yes.
Welcome back to the People's Court. I'm Harvey Levin. The plaintiff says the defendant and his inept workers were way in over their heads, and now she has to deal with feces and all sorts of other junk that is just out of control. Yuck. But the defendant says he did 3 weeks worth of work for the plaintiff, and she just up and fired him, and he feels like he's been scammed to do free work. Let's listen.
She fired me through a text. The text message said, no love lost and no hate. She said, I won't be needing your service, or to that effect. And she asked me for $1,500 back, and I keep $1,300. And Your Honor,
Well, let's go backwards. Let's go back a second. Good morning, cuz. On August 10th, every time I try to verbalize with you over the phone, you either raise your voice or tell me in a really stern voice that you'll speak with me in person. This is you talking, right, Ms. Kings?
Yes, ma'am, it is.
Instead of communicating with me, you'll communicate freely with my mother, but I paid you, not her. And then whose email is this? No love lost, because it's a big, yeah, this is yours. Can you refund me $1,500 and keep $1,300? I will need the rest of the material out of a trailer. A licensed bonded contractor came to look at the work I need done and can start tomorrow and finish everything by Saturday. Did you end up going that way, Ms.
Yes,
Kings?
I did, and he did a wonderful job, and I was thankful for that, because of when Mr.
Okay, and how much did that fellow charge you? He charged you $950, correct?
$950, yes, he did.
$950. And then what happens once you get all this correspondence, what do you do, Mr. Collier? According to you, you pray on it and you come to a decision. What was your decision?
So I decided that's okay then. She asked for $1,500 back. To be fair, I would give her $500 back. That was my decision. That's what I came to. You know, I prayed about it.
Well, you prayed about it, and she had your tools, right? She had your tools.
She had my tools.
So now you called her aunt and negotiated with her to be able to get the tools. and paid $500, and that's how you got the tools? How did you end up getting the tools?
That's the way I got it, Your Honor. I told my auntie Lorraine, I said, look, if you don't mind, go over there and get my tools. And once you get my tools, give her this envelope. You know, I had tools in my trailer.
Now, Ms. Kings, you were expecting to get a job done for $2,800. You're mad at your cousin because he didn't get it done. He returns $500. So you got $500 in your pocket, right?
Okay, do you...
And that, no, stop interrupting me. Listen to me. You've got $500 in your pocket. And then it cost you $950 more to get the job done beautifully and perfectly. Everything is finished for an additional $950. So now you take the $500 in your pocket that he gave you and you pay it to the guy, and that leaves you paying the guy only $450 additional dollars. So why aren't you in court today suing for the $450 instead? What you're doing is you want him to pay, I'm not done with my question. You want him to pay what you paid the other guy, then you want him to pay what you paid him so that all your work is free.
First of all, with the work that was done, if you look at the envelope that he wrote the math on, you can clearly say that your mom owes me some more money. I took it out of the money that you owe me, that I was going to give back to you.
I'm not going to count that because I'm not. Yeah, I get that. I get that. I know what you're saying.
If she gave him $400,
except for here's the problem. Right, but here's the problem. I do find that you authorize the work underneath, and I don't think that you wanted your children to live in a... I don't care how many times you say that.
He would... No, he
That's
would
fine.
not talk to me. I have no...
And so here, we're done. We're done. We're done.
Okay.
We're done.
Okay.
We're done. Okay? Here's what I find. I find that it cost you an additional $950 to get the work done perfectly. I find that he gave you in your pocket $500. So,
if you look at it,
I don't find that
from that.
I don't find that the fact that
that's what crackheads do.
I find that if all it cost you was $950 to finish everything after you fired him, and he gave you back $500, what you are out is $450. This doesn't even take into account that other $100, okay? So that you owe him. So that is what I am ordering him to do. $450, verdict for the plaintiff.
Ms. Kings, you were suing for $3,280. You're getting $450. What are you thinking?
That's fine, because that's what crackheads do. He a passive guy, but all he did was ride around and get high while he was down here. He never did the work himself. So it is what it is. My house is still going to be being fixed, and his witness is still going to have one tooth missing. So it doesn't matter.
Let me ask you, is it okay where you're living now? And was the sewage problem cleaned up clearly? Is it everything okay in that area?
There was no sewage problem. That man lied through the gap in his missing tubes.
All right. Well, listen, I hope you're I know you're not satisfied, but I hope everything's going to be okay with you. Mr. Collier?
It's fine.
It's fine. Mr. Collier, are you sorry you got involved with her or not?
Yes, I am. Everybody tried to tell me how she was, but I would not believe them.
All right. Well, you got to give her back $450. So that's what the judge has ordered, and that'll do it for this case.
At the end of the day, this is a sort of a quantum merit case, or at least a case which means as much as deserved that you would sort out, or at least a case, if it's on the contract, that it wasn't that hard for you to arrive at a fair measure of damages.
There's often cases that it's hard to figure out the damages, and there are many different ways to figure out the damages, some more advantageous to one side than the other.
Right.
But I kind of felt that in this case we had like the perfect way.
By taking a look at how much she had to pay above and beyond to complete some of the work, right?
Yeah, I mean, 'cause she's the one who called it quits.
And she also said, look, if there was a problem with the sanitary lines under the house and all this feces under there, he volunteered to do that. Yeah, I've been looking my whole life for people to volunteer to do that kind of work, and I've never found one, not yet anyway. So I'm buying his story that he had to pay the guys $50 just to go under there and shovel dirt on it, put cardboard on top so he could work on fixing the pipes.
Right.
Good Lord.
Right.
Okay, Sue is asking this. Hey, Harvey, I heard that if you sue someone on Social Security, you can't garnish it. So if you win, you'll never be able to collect. Is that true? Well, it is generally true with exceptions. The government allows people to garnish Social Security if the recipient hasn't paid their taxes or is behind on child support. But generally, Social Security by federal law, those payments are protected from garnishment. That will do it for this case. Litigants for the next case inside the courtroom right now.